In this video, we're talking about marketing during a market shift. If you missed my last video, I'll give you a quick recap on what to expect as the market continues to shift in your area. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it's probably on the way. But in this video today, what we're going to talk about are specifically what actions can we start to take right now to serve our clients better, make sure we're staying top of mind, and make sure that we are creating relevant solutions that are actually going to impact our communities. Let's do it. The first thing that I want you to understand is this is not the time to bury your head in the sand. Okay, so a lot of agents immediately turn to like some level of toxic positivity, trying to put a positive spin on everything. And when it comes to marketing your real estate business, you actually can lose a lot of clout in doing that. And I understand the desire not to dissuade or discourage your clients from even reaching out in the first place, right? Like none of us want to be like, oh, it's over, sit on your hands for the next 9 months while we ride out this market shift. That's not really what we're looking to do, but if you are trying to gloss over the real problems that your clients are facing and the real fears they're experiencing, you're really doing them a disservice there, and you are missing out on a really interesting opportunity to establish trust. This is the time to get in front of it. This is time to show courageous leadership in your communities, to your audience, to your database. And so what I really encourage you to do is, back in part 1 of this little video, if you didn't see that last one, you have to be monitoring the numbers. Like you have to have a realistic understanding of what's happening in your real estate market so that when your clients do come to you with real fears, real objections, you have a leg to stand on and you actually have data to help guide them to making the proper decisions for them. Now, for some of you who have been marketing your business with the primary call to action of, oh, now is the time to buy for historically low interest rates, you're going to be kind of backed into a corner because now how do you recover from that? Like if that's all you've been parroting on social media into your database, why would anybody believe you that now is still a good time to buy? And the numbers that we're seeing out of this latest interest rate hike are really backing this up as like, crap, this might not be a good time to buy for some people. In fact, the rise of interest rates was so drastic. It took the average interest rate at about 3% at the beginning of the year, closer to 6% today. And that effectively rules out 18 million households for qualifying for a $400,000 home loan. That is a ginormous deal. Like the impacts of what is happening with the Fed curbing the real estate market right now is going to be felt across the country at the same time that people are experiencing more trauma by this economy than we've had in a really long time. And so again, don't use this as an opportunity just to kind of bury your head in the sand and still try to remain positive on everything, because for some people, their dreams of homeownership are effectively crushed right now. And we have to show compassion to that. For other people, it's still probably a good move for them, but they have to move forward with the confidence that they are making the right decision for their family, and that's where you come in. That leads us to step 2. You need to be preparing for your clients' objections. Now, as a big fan of the attraction-based real estate model, when you have an attraction-based business, you have a very clear idea on the ideal clients you're looking to work with. And what this allows you to do is get very clear and focused on the primary objections, that your potential ideal clients are struggling with right now. And if you can start to address these through your marketing before you even get a seat at the table, you really increase your likelihood of being able to generate and convert more leads. The reason for this is because instead of just shouting like, oh, now is a great time to buy, you're actually on social media and in your database newsletters and in your networking, speaking directly to the thoughts and fears that are running in the back of their head that they haven't even really felt comfortable sharing with other people yet. These are the objections that we need to be speaking to. And so take some time to really think about your ideal client, right? Who is your audience? Who is that, target niche that you're looking to tap into? And where are they in the cycle of homeownership? How are they going to be affected by the market shift? And what fears are they beginning to develop? This even is going to impact your most recent clients, because people who have just purchased a home during the height of the spring frenzy who, maybe paid $60K over list for a home, or who is afraid that they bought at the top of the market. They're now really wondering if they made a horrible decision and if they were guided by you to that decision. The home buyers who are on the fence, who've been planning for the last 6 months to purchase a home, are now wondering if they've missed their window or if they should even consider buying at all. The sellers who've been on the fence are now really feeling sick to their stomach, thinking that they're about to lose a ton of equity in their home, and that when they go to purchase, they're also going to be hit with all of the added costs to purchase that they're seeing now that they didn't have 4 months ago. You really have to get a keen understanding of where the mind is at for your potential buyers and sellers. And if you really can't figure it out, go ask them. You have to be having conversations with your people right now. You have to understand that you are not the only real estate voice they're listening to. These people are on social media. They are hearing news headlines on a national level. They are hearing crazy clickbaity stuff on TikTok and Instagram that are just designed to get more views. And they are so flooded with information that they're having a hard time to discern what's actually applicable to them and what is just noise. And so you have to be that voice of reason right now in this state of chaos. My agents in the Market Authority Academy have already been preparing for this for weeks. We do at least one coaching call specifically on objection handling every single month, where we are really honing in on our ideal clients and learning how to overcome objections that are likely to come. And it's this part of skill building that really sets apart real estate agents who can convert and those who don't. So if you need help in this area, and if I'm kind of like pressing on a fear here for you, I would say go ahead and check out the show notes below. Check out the caption. There's a link to actually book a call with me to learn more about the Market Authority Academy and how I can help you prepare your business to coast through this market shift. Once you've understood and gotten really clear on the objections that we're overcoming here, we're then moving on to step 3. You have to be marketing these solutions for these objections, for these hurdles on social media and to your database. We're going to talk specifically right now during this point on social media. As the market continues to shift, inventory is not the most scarce resource, right? So for a really long time, the number one challenge that my buyers, my clientele had was finding homes, right? They could see them on Zillow, but they couldn't determine which ones were pending or active or which ones already had 30 offers on them. And they just kind of assumed that all of them were already off the table as soon as they saw them. Now, in my area at least, we are seeing an absolute stampede of sellers going to market. We're seeing a 150% increase in new listings hitting the market over the last 5 weeks alone. Like, it's crazy. And so if all you are posting on social media is check out this house for sale, or check out these listings, or hey, I'm holding an open house, that's going to fall on deaf ears, because that's no longer like the most important solution. Not that it was before, but that's not a really important solution that people are actually looking for, particularly on social media. People want to hear your perspective, your honest perspective on the real estate market. People want to hear what creative solutions you're coming up with. People want to hear success stories that your clients are experiencing, real wins that you are helping people achieve. That is the stuff that you need to be going all in on social media right now. If you're not following me on my Instagram at Bryce and Stefanie, definitely do. I'm going to link to a couple of examples that I've posted recently that I think really show how you can create neat post ideas around highlighting transformations and great wins that make your client the hero of the story and that allow your followers to kind of see themselves in those shoes and really feel what it must be like to work with you as the real estate agent. And then finally, the last thing that we have to be doing right now, we have to be checking in with our database. At the start of the pandemic, things happened so quickly. That was back in the spring of 2020, as if you don't remember. And there was so much going on, so much uncertainty, so many things were changing on a daily basis. And what a lot of real estate agents did was they decided just to kind of like put their head down and just keep working. One thing that we chose to do that I'm still really proud of and that we're doing now is get in front of our database as quickly as possible. We were having direct conversations with our homeowners who were wondering how their home value was going to be affected. We were checking in with people who had just moved into their homes. We were checking in with people who were expecting babies, who were in the middle of planning a wedding, and we were just trying to see how we could serve our clients where they were at. Now, while we're beyond a lot of the challenges that the pandemic gave us, there are still so many challenges that people are experiencing right now. It's a really chaotic time in this world and in this country specifically. And as we are seeing really big shifts to the market, a lot of people's first default is to go back to, oh, it's 2006, 2007 again. We're headed for a crash. That's not necessarily what's happening here, but for many who don't really have another basis to compare what's happening today, they don't really understand what else to expect. And that's a scary level of uncertainty to have when there's so much going on. Just simply not knowing what to expect can really be paralyzing for a lot of people who thrive on security and an understanding of what's going on. And again, you can be that voice of reason, but you have to have courage and you have to be checking in with your database. You have to be making those coffee appointments, right? Getting a coffee date in with some of your people, taking people out to lunch. You have to be getting those face-to-faces so that you can be that voice of reason and be that helpful guide on their journey of homeownership. And I guess this would be the homework I would leave you with. If you have anybody who has purchased a home with you in the last 6 months, you need to be scheduling a call with them. If you have anyone who has purchased a home with you or who is currently a homeowner in the last 12 months with you in your database, you need to be scheduling a homeowner consultation with them. Help them understand what's happening to their home value in their neighborhood, the market in their area. If you have people who are going through major life changes right now, you need to be reaching out to them. Doing these things and having these conversations is going to do a couple of different things. Number one, like I mentioned, it's going to place you as that authority and that helpful guide. But the other thing it's also going to do is it's going to instill a level of trust, and you might get yourself some referrals from it, which would be sweet. The last thing it's going to do is it's going to be really critical R&D. Okay, it's going to be really important research and development for your marketing message as you head into the next 6 months. Because if you are just kind of out there blasting marketing messages that you think you want people to hear, you might totally be missing the mark and not even realize it. So do this and be better prepared than your competition to ride out the market shift. How do we feel? You can totally do this. You have all the tools and resources that you need at your fingertips, but it's up to you to come up with the courage, and it's up to you to take action for your business, for your family, and for your community. And so how can I help? I have a bunch of free resources linked below. And of course, the invite is always open to book a time to discuss the Market Authority Academy with me. If you want somebody going hand in hand through this process with you, I'm your gal. We can talk about how we can work together and help fortify your business to weather the shift in the markets to come. As always, I am cheering you on every step of the way. Thanks so much for tuning in. Till next time, keep on crushing it.